Hey everyone, it's Celeste. Welcome to my booktube channel. In this video, I want to talk about my 2022 bookish resolutions. So I will link it in a card up above, but in January, I made a video where I set myself bookish resolutions. And I like to revisit them about this time of the year, because that gives me a chance that I can either say, okay, I'm not going to stress myself out about that particular goal and let it go, or I can sort of recorrect and get a goal accomplished, or I can assure myself that I'm staying on track. Like, those are basically like what's going on with that. So what I think I'll do, and there's 7 resolutions. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through each resolution and talk about how I'm doing with it. So there's that. Okay, so the first resolution that I have listed, and I have my little book where I have my notes, so that's what I'm referring to. So the first resolution that I made was to read at least 100 books. I keep very careful track of what I'm reading on Goodreads, so that I know what day I started and what day I finished it. There have been times when I didn't keep as careful of record of it, but I do definitely do that now. And as I sit here right now, I have finished 80 books. So I'm on track. I think on the little goal scale thingy, it says I'm like 60 something books. No, I should be at 60 something books. So I think I'm like 20 something books ahead of schedule. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think looking back where I was this time last year, I am just a little bit ahead of where I was, and I was able to finish 118 books by the end of 2021. So I'm cautiously optimistic that I might do a better job with my reading this year as far as reading titles or whatever. I think next year I might adjust it to more reflect like page count, but that's something I'll talk about when we get to like December, January, or whatever. So goal number 1, I'm on track. Okay, so goal number 2 was had to do with my book of the month membership, and it says to read at least 20 book of the month books, because I want to not just have them pile up. There's no point in being a member of that, because before I joined book of the month, I was reading titles that showed up in book of the month, but I wasn't a member, so I was just reading them from, like, buying them elsewhere or whatever. So this is part of, like, you know, make sure I'm keeping track on that, maintaining that goal. As of right now, I have finished 15 of my book of the month books. So I would say that I'm on track, because I only have 5 left to go, and I have most of the latter half of this year to go. I actually have one that's like half done right now, so I'm almost to 16 books. So I feel pretty confident in saying that I'm on track for that goal. So let's go on to bookish resolution number 3. Read 35 books by non-white authors. So this one is a little harder to track, because it's, you know, like when you're looking up an author, sometimes you'll have more information about them than other times. And so when in doubt, I just assume that, you know, it's not, I'm not going to like just, I'm erring not in my favor, I guess, on that such. So as of right now, I've read 18 titles, 18 books from non-white authors. So, you know, indigenous authors, African American authors, you know, and so on. Yeah, I think you guys get the impression of what I'm going there. So with 18 books, I think that puts me about part way on that goal. And so I guess I'm on track, or close to being on track on that one. And so I feel okay about that. I think I need to be a little more mindful as I go through the rest of the year. And that is just, that particular goal is about like making sure that I'm reading more diversely, okay? Resolution number 4 is to read Jane Eyre. It's a classic that I haven't read, and so I put it on there and I think I had it as a resolution last year and I didn't get to it then, so. And I'm sad to say that I haven't started reading it, so that one is not on track. I can't give myself credit for being on track for that one. I did go on Audible and pick up the audiobook version of it. And so what I think I'm going to do is sort of mix media that one and listen to it. But I also have physical copies. I have more than one physical copy, actually. And so one of the things I like to do is listen to the audiobook and follow along with the physical book. So I think that's what I'm going to do for that. But I did go on Audible and get a copy of it. So like that's one of the good things about this, is that if I didn't revisit my resolutions, I wouldn't realize that, oh yeah, that's something that I need to take care of, and I wouldn't get it done. Where as of right now, like, okay, now it's on more the top of my mind, and I can maybe get that done before I finish up the year. So resolution number 4 is to read Jane Eyre. I'm not on track for that one, but I feel optimistic that by the end of the year I can get that accomplished. So let's move on to resolution number 5. Resolution number 5, read all the Book Bitch Literary Society books that we have for each month. And I'm proud to say that yes, I am on track with that. I have read all of the books that we have chosen, even I think it was the month of April or May, where we had 2 picks. We had a tame and a spicy. The tame one was My Fine Fellow, and I finished that in June. And then the spicy one was Manhunt. And I have a whole vlog if you want to see how I felt about that. But I think that my tone kind of communicates how I felt about that. Right now, as I sit here, the last get-together that we had was a book swap. And we did not choose a book. We will meet again towards the latter part of August. And we'll choose another book then. So one of the things that we do in the summer is the bingo. And so we're kind of just reading whatever we want because, you know, we're all working on our bingo cards. So doing so far so good on resolution number 5. So let's look at resolution number 6. Resolution number 6 says to finish 4 series or trilogies. So the purpose of that resolution was that I felt like I was like in the midst of various series and trilogies and I was bogging down and not finishing them. This goal, I feel I'm not kicking it out, but I feel a little less concerned with it. And the reason for that is because I think that I had good intentions when I set this goal, but I think that I feel like it pushes me to read books that I maybe don't want to read. Like, I don't know. Because I feel like it's pushing me to read things, to finish those series, finish those trilogies in order to accomplish that goal. But maybe it's just not meant to be. Maybe I just need to scrap it because that happens sometimes. Like there's some series that I don't think I'm going to continue. Like, for example, I've read the first 2, maybe 3 of the Serpent and Dove books. And I enjoyed them, but do I really feel that compelled to like finish it out? Because I know there's a 4th one. No, not really. I mean, I suppose if like I get a copy of it, yeah, like, okay, I'll read it. But it's like, I just don't feel that invested. However, I haven't read and I need to read the 3rd of the Shades of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have that trilogy. Had that trilogy. In fact, I bought the 3rd one, I think on its publication birthday, and I just didn't finish it. And one of the things that I actually did to help me finish it is I got the audiobooks for the first 2 books so I can listen to the audiobooks for the first 2 books because that's much faster process for me, and then read that 3rd book, and I still haven't gotten around to it. But I can say I maybe am on track. So one, I guess, trilogy that I've read, I finished the Friend Zone trilogy by Abby Jimenez. They're really kind of, they're numbered Friend Zone 1, 2, and 3. They're really kind of like a companion series. But I read all 3 of them, so I guess that counts for something. I've read 2 of the 3 of the primary Mistborn books, so I do plan on picking up that 3rd one. And I realize that there's a 4, 5, 6, and on, but that's not the main core trilogy. You guys see what I'm saying? So I'll be happy with just the main core trilogy, but I'm 2/3 of the way done with that one, so I could get that done. I did finish the Heart Principle, so that puts me 3 of 3 of the Kiss Quotient books. I went online to see if that's going to have more than 3 books, because I realized that's sort of a companion series, because they're numbered Kiss Quotient number 1, 2, and 3 as far as like secondary titles. And I couldn't see anything, so I might be able to call that one done, because that might just be the 3 of those books. I don't know. On my Kindle Unlimited, I have read 10 of 14 of the Caveman Alien series. You heard that right. It is a set of erotica, I guess, like breeder romance. And it's about these women who are stranded on a planet, and they are encountering cavemen aliens and other guys, but and they're quick reads. I kind of feel like maybe I should push through those last 4 and finish that whole entire series. Maybe, I don't know. I read all 3 of the Brown sisters books. So I've read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and Act Your Age, Eve Brown. Yay for me remembering the titles, right? Look at me remembering things. Oh, and I finished all of Cells at Work. So I'm done with all 6 of those. Now there is like secondary series, like there's the Cells at Work that's like 18 plus, where it's like the disease, it's like STDs and alcoholism and stuff like that. I am tempted to get that. I might put that on like a wish list for like Christmas or something. But like the primary set, the 1 through 6 volumes, 1 through 6 of that, I finished that. Oh, and there's the baby Cells at Work. I have eyeballed that in the bookstore too. So as far as finishing these, I feel more or less on track, but I'm not going to cry in my Cheerios if I don't get these things finished, because I don't feel like that's like, I'm just gonna not gonna worry about it. I'm choosing not to, right? It's not my journey. Okay, so that was resolution number 6. Let's look at resolution number 7. Okay, resolution number 7, I am not on track. It is to read 10 books of poetry. So 10 published, like, it could be like collections or whatever of poetry. Out of the 10, I've only read 2. So I'm not on track. Womp womp. But like I've said in this video already, by doing this video and looking back at my resolutions and my goals, I can see I'm not on track, and I, can prioritize poetry in my reading in August and September, and, finish the year reading more verse or whatever. And I'm also counting, by the way, in poetry, I'm also counting longer works that are written in verse. As long as it's written in verse, basically, is what I'm looking at for that goal. So, I think if you watched my Bookish chat, you saw where I picked up some more poetry whenever I was book shopping. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. So I think all in all, I'm on track for most of my goals. So I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. Good job, lady. Good job. So, yay, productive, right? And the ones that I'm not on track, I feel like I can still make progress on those. So that's pretty much it for going through my Bookish resolutions. Oh, look, we had Whataburger. Sorry. So that's as far as I got with my Bookish resolutions on that. Looking back over the goals. So how are you guys doing? Do you set goals, reading wise? in the course of a calendar year. If you do, how are you doing with those? Or have you gone back over to look at them? Did you even remember that you said any? I know that in the past, when I didn't make myself come back and look at them, that I was not, I didn't do a good job. It was not good. I did not do a good job. So there's that. But anyway, I would like to hear what some of your goals are. What do you think about that? Do you got any good suggestions as far as, like, I don't know, things like poetry or what have you to kind of help me out? Like, I would appreciate it. So if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you like my content in general and you want to see more from me, then please subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.